Thanksgiving, right? I like to host it. We've hosted it for this might be the 4th year, actually.
Right.
Since we've hosted it. And so there's Thanksgiving, and then my mom's birthday is like 2 days later. So I get occupied so much with that I don't even think about, like, okay, this hurts.
But are you trying to do all of that so you don't feel what hurts?
Yeah. Hello, our beautiful friends. We hope y'all are doing well. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving. We hope you guys are spending it with your family and loved ones or friends and eating some delicious food that we look forward to all year long.
Smack and cheese.
Smack and cheese and mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Sorry, guys. We've been doing the Mexicanada Thanksgiving for a long time, so we're kind of enjoying the mac and cheese, the mashed potato, yes,
traditional American style.
But we do still have our pozole, our mole.
We had that for Christmas.
Yeah. So
now, speaking of Christmas,
yes, where are we at?
Yeah, so we look like Thanksgiving, but our background looks like Christmas because this year was our first year that we set up an in-home Christmas studio. High five.
First time ever.
If you guys don't know, Alfredo's a photographer. He has a whole business, AB Films. Check it out. And if you are local, we.
Oh, okay. Because it's not just me running it.
No.
Contracts.
Yeah. No, I am an assistant in AB Films. So if you guys didn't know, the CEO, the co-founder. Oh, thank you.
But
yes,
on top of that, I feel like we still would have probably decorated Christmas.
Oh, for sure. We would have had.
Is anyone else doing the whole Christmas decoration before Thanksgiving?
We would have for sure.
Comment below if you guys already have your Christmas decor.
And some people even have them early as like August.
What's the earliest we've done it?
Like the week of Thanksgiving.
So
no. We do it the day after Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, but is that considered early, late?
No, I think that's maybe even a little bit late.
Because I know some people that already had them up in August.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, we might be a little late if we did it after Thanksgiving. Well, I don't know. Now it's like so different.
When do you start decorating? Because I'll be honest, I grew up, yeah, we had Christmas every year, but we didn't really like decorate.
Make it a tradition.
We weren't like Christmas.
Same. We never had a tree growing up. My sister
We did have toys. We did have all that.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is my first time since we got married. I started decorating.
Do we decorate ahead of time because we're trying to get through the holidays unconsciously?
Maybe. I never thought about that.
We're already trying to not skip, but just kind of, okay, we're not even in Christmas, but I'm trying to get to the next thing.
To kind of go through by them fast.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. Personally, I think holidays help me because I like to host, so it gets my mind off of grieving, quote unquote. But there's still that still moment when you're just to yourself and you feel it. You feel the absence, the
absence of the loss
of the loss of your loved one. But for example, Thanksgiving, right? I like to host it. We've hosted it for this might be the 4th year, actually.
Right.
Since we've hosted it. And so there's Thanksgiving, and then my mom's birthday is like 2 days later. So I get occupied so much with that I don't even think about, like, okay, this hurts.
But are you trying to do all of that so you don't feel what hurts?
Yeah. I think maybe that's why I just every year I preoccupy myself with, I'm throwing my mom a birthday party. I'm doing this huge thing for Thanksgiving and having people over. And then the recalentada, the reheat the next day.
The reheat.
Having people over.
Because I feel like, you naturally like hosting.
Right, yeah.
That's the thing for you. But on top of grief, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but you're probably doing all this or too much, or trying to go all out so that way you don't really feel.
Yeah. No, I think so, and I never really connected the two until like literally right now. That you brought it up. I genuinely love to have people in the house, but I think maybe I do it to get my mind off things.
We're still trying to figure out grief, and
the
holidays is still third year, still
our
awkward.
Third year, yeah. It still feels weird. Still feels really fresh.
Yeah. Why do you think?
Is this our third year? Yeah, because it was 2020, 21, 22. Yeah, this will be our third year spending the holidays without Abel.
Right. Why do you think?
I just can't believe it's been 3 years. I always say that year after year, but I just can't believe it.
But why do you think it doesn't feel
like 3 years? Because we're still in 2020. We're still in the year that he passed.
Fight or flight?
Fight or flight, man. I've learned so much this year about fight or flight and just like nervous system stuff, but that's another topic. But the holidays just feel really weird this year.
Yeah. What do you think it is?
And I don't know why.
You think it's like with internally, family, community? What do you mean?
Internally and community.
Why?
And maybe family, all of the above.
Let's keep it real.
I laugh, but it's true.
What?
It's been a hard year mentally.
In what way?
I just, again, going back to the fight or flight, I think I just have studied so much about excuse me, about what
La flema.
I've learned so much about what grief.
Shout out to Hema.
I've learned so much about what grief does to your physical body, and this year was so hard for me mentally. I mean, I've been to the doctor, this so many times. I started to feel like really anxious maybe like in the springtime after Abel's birthday. And literally like our birthdays happen, and then I shared with you guys the whole anxiety journey, but I did not feel like myself at all this year, like since springtime.
Since spring? Yeah,
because I kept feeling like I was too like aware of my body that it caused health anxiety. And so I've gone to the doctor so many times, and they're like, honey, you're fine. We even went to the ER. You're fine. It's just anxiety. But I think that really took a toll on my body, like physically, that I'm just so exhausted this year. I was so tired, like mentally, spiritually tired, emotionally tired, everything. And so the holidays come around, and I'm just like, great.
Like you're dreading it?
Not necessarily dreading it, because I've always been one to love the fall time, love holidays.
But you did say this year that you weren't enjoying.
No, I'm not
fall.
Because of the anxiety that I've been dealing with. I thought 2020 was bad, y'all. When Abel passed, I thought that anxiety was bad. And then for some reason I thought it was going to get better, which it did. It did up until this year. I just felt so triggered, back to square one. And I've had to tell myself that it's okay.
From a perspective of someone that doesn't understand this, but what do you say to those that, maybe you're staying in it because you're trying to, like, that's what's familiar for you. So all you know is that. So
yeah. I mean, I've thought about that, so I'm like,
do we get better?
I think we
can. When do we get better?
Yeah.
Is the question, right?
When do we get better? Yeah, I mean, I've asked that. Like, man, I'm 3 years into grief. Is it going to get better? Like,
Am I getting worse?
Am I getting worse? Am I choosing to stay in this?
But like, God, I'm talking to you every day, and I'm not, like, I'm weak.
Yeah.
I'm not doing exactly, it's so complex, guys. There's so much into this journey with some stuff that we haven't even talked to you guys about. Yeah. But like, for example, with the whole driving thing, I don't know if you guys seen some of our videos, but clearly I'm going through some things as well. But man, suppress, we kind of tend to play that tough guy role, which is it's not necessarily something I do anymore, to be honest. I think I'm pretty vulnerable. I wouldn't say, I mean, I do suppress still at the end of the day certain things. Like if you're going through a grief day, it's easier for me to say, well, I'll just put mine to the side because I have to be strong for you, because clearly that's not what you're asking from me. But as a man, it's like I can't be weak knowing that my wife is weak.
There will be moments where we're both weak at the same time.
For sure.
And that's okay.
That's true.
And sometimes we're not able to be strong for one another. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Like, we could both be weak at the same time and just hold on to each other, hold on to God.
But that's vulnerable, because if we're both not, just being real, not strong in God's word.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I just had a conversation with some of my family members. I'm like, hey, you guys, I just don't feel good mentally. I genuinely feel depressed. I genuinely feel anxious. And for saying, oh, have you prayed?
You got to pray it off.
Read your Bible more? Have you seeked God? Have you spent time with him? I'm like, yes. Like,
All literally, yes.
I've literally begged God with tears in my eyes to, like, literally take this cup from me, because, like, the anxiety that I felt this year has felt truly overwhelming at some points, and, like, just unbearable. Not me having teary eyes, but
it's okay, boo, let them out.
It's been hard, and we're still trying to figure out grief, and it's
crazy.
Yeah, and I'm sure people who have walked the grief journey longer than us, who are like at the 10-year mark, 20-year mark, 30-year mark, and so on, like, I'm sure you're still trying to figure it out. So I think the mistake that I did in the beginning of it was, oh, by year 2 I'll be fine, by year 5 I'll be okay, and really not accepting grief is something I'm going to live with every day. Can God bring healing? Absolutely. He is the healer of healers. And I just...
You know what's crazy? Sorry. It's just adding a sticky note to what you just said, because I don't want it to go away. You just said...
What?
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
What did you just say?
Yeah, as a healer of healers.
Yes. Oh, accepting.
It's
crazy to me how throughout... And I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but this is clearly our...
Yeah, we're just
circumstance right now. We're just kind of letting it out on y'all. Yeah. Sorry if we're too vulnerable on Thanksgiving. But some of us are really still hurting, and it's... Yeah, it makes me...
We just want to bring awareness to that and let whoever is grieving on this other side of the screen know that you are not alone.
You aren't. And we still feel so vulnerable and isolated from the world with grief. Grief literally... Some of it's our own selves because of how much hurt it has produced.
Right.
But, like, grief will isolate you sometimes from your people, your community.
And unintentionally, you know? Yeah.
But accepting, it's crazy to me how we've accepted throughout Abel's life all his diagnosis, everything that they've said that we had to live through with Abel. We had to accept his loss. We had to accept the decision first.
Right. The hard decision.
The hard decision. We had to get to a place of, even though I still haven't accepted it.
No, I mean, it happened rather quickly. Well, that's another story that we still haven't even talked about. But
it's just crazy to me that we still can't fully we have accepted everything out. Well, we had to. Right. But we still haven't got to a place where we kind of said, well, we have to accept this yet. And we haven't. We fully haven't. I can't fully sit here and confident. I don't.
No, I mean, I think that's really hard. I think people, even in their 10 years of losing a loved one, still don't accept it, because it's not just anything, you know. And I always say that. I always try to give myself grace and say, you know what, Brithzy, you didn't just go through anything. And not to make it like a huge thing, but it is a huge thing. Everyone's loss is a big deal. It's huge. It's not just anything. It's not just like a pet dog, and even then, that's still a big deal.
No, that's still a big deal.
Yeah, that's still a big deal. I'm trying to show myself grace when I beat myself up, because sometimes I do, and saying, Brithzy, you just need to get up and keep going. You need to keep just going at it. Just forget about it. But and then again, that at the end of the day comes to bite you, because that's you suppressing. And it just boils up. But I just want to tell you to give yourself grace. I just also want to encourage you guys to hold your boundaries. And if you want to spend your Thanksgiving alone, whether you've lost someone or not, for your mental health, do it. Some people could just ask the worst questions unintentionally, obviously not with ill will, but still ask the wrong questions at the wrong time. You know how that goes. But just do what gives you peace, I guess, at the end of the day.
You see, sometimes I just...
A peace of mind.
If they're not thinking or processing how to ask me certain questions, I don't process how I respond. Just being honest. I mean, I'm still... I still keep it professional, but it's still not.
Fredo gets a little hood with it.
Yeah, some people just...
And they don't know, right? I like to say, give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, it was not with ill
Look, I'm not
intention.
tired. I'm exhausted.
No.
I don't know what else.
No, but we send you guys a big hug for those who are grieving this year.
Absolutely.
Whether it's your first year, I know how difficult the first year could be.